4, 3, 2, 1.
Studio Classroom is Please stand by. Studio Classroom is on the air.
Well, hello friends, and welcome to Studio Classroom on the air. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are glad that you are here. My name is Gabe.
And I'm Anne-Marie. You know what? I've been thinking recently about how much new technology is constantly coming out, and I was wondering if we'll ever get to the point of being able to teleport. Wouldn't that be cool?
Wow, the idea of teleporting, that's going from one place to another in an instant without relying on any other mode of transportation, going from one place maybe to another place around the world. But Anne-Marie, teleporting, come on, that's not really possible.
Maybe not, but it is fun to think about. Consider it for a moment. If you could teleport between two places, which would they be?
You mean I could only choose those two places and never change to something else ever?
Right, only two.
Okay, well, I have a lot of family and friends in Los Angeles, and so maybe I would just teleport between here and Los Angeles. That way I could go and visit my friends and family whenever I wanted to.
Oh, that's a good idea.
What about you?
I would want to go between my home here in Taipei and my best friend's house in the States. We could see each other for dinner once a week, and anytime I need her to babysit my kids, I could just drop them off really fast.
That's important. It's important to find a nice and consistent babysitter. That does sound nice. Well, hey, we might not be anywhere close to ever being able to teleport, but there are some pretty cool advancements when it comes to transportation. We're going to talk about one of them in today's article called
Hyperloop. We've got lots to talk about and learn today, friends. After all, today is a great day to learn something new.
So let's do that together.
Hyperloop, magnets and mass transit. It all started with a blog post in 2013 by Elon Musk, founder of Tesla. The post was a frustrated reaction to a high-speed train project that had been approved by the legislature in California. Musk felt the project cost was too high, and it would be better to invest in a new method of transport, a Hyperloop. There are several challenges in creating a high-speed transit system, many of which are dictated by the laws of physics. One of the biggest challenges is overcoming the resistance to motion caused by friction. At very high speeds, the air becomes difficult to push through.
Hello everyone, welcome to Language Lab. I'm Jack. 我们先来看 dictate 这个动词，意思是决定或是影响。譬如 How much money we have usually dictates how we live our lives. 我们财富的多寡通常会影响我们的生活方式。或是 Eric's parents tried to dictate Eric how he could spend his money, so he took a job in another city and moved away. Eric 的父母试图支配 Eric 如何用钱，于是他在别的城市找到一份工作，搬离了家。Dictate 也指口述，譬如 Nora dictated a letter to her secretary and asked her to send it ASAP. Nora 向秘书口述一封信，并且要他尽快寄出去。接着来看 friction 这个名词，意思是摩擦或是摩擦力。譬如 The friction between the car's wheels and its brake pads caused the car wheels to slow down. 车轮和刹车片之间的摩擦是致使车轮慢下来的原因。 Friction 也可以用在人与人之间的摩擦，也就是争执或是不和。譬如 As soon as Tom walked into the room, he could sense some friction between the boss and the staff. Tom 一走进房间，就察觉到老板和员工之间有些争执。或是 Anna's superior attitude caused a lot of friction between her and her classmates. Anna 傲慢的态度使得她和同学之间有许多的摩擦。Okay, let's get back to our teachers.
Thank you so much, Jack. Friends, let's go right into our deck for today. We read magnets and mass transit. Now, that word transit could talk about the idea of carrying people or things from one place to another. So anytime you're carrying something from one place to another, you're talking about the transit. Here we're talking about the Hyperloop and how this is carrying things from one place to another. Sometimes we use the phrase in transit, okay, to talk about what happens during that travel time. For example, the furniture was damaged in transit.
That's right. And speaking of the Hyperloop, it all started with a blog post in 2013 by Elon Musk, founder of Tesla. Well, this idea for the Hyperloop started with him. It all started with is a really good phrase for you to know too, friends. That means that something is beginning, something is happening, and this is saying how that happened.
And it's kind of a fun phrase to know for when you're talking about the story or the history or background of something. You could say, it all began or it all started with. And in our next sentence, we read, the post was a frustrated reaction to a high-speed train project. Now, let's take a look at the word frustrated. In Chinese, you might say 挫折. It's like there's something that you want to change or achieve, but you just can't. And you're feeling frustrated. Maybe you don't have the confidence that you can do something, and so you feel that way.
I like to think of frustration as the emotion that we feel when there's a problem and we don't know how to fix it, or maybe we can't fix it. That's usually when I feel the emotion of frustration.
Now, you said the noun form frustration, right? And we can also use the word frustrated to talk about someone with a certain profession who feels like they're just not being very successful in that job. For example, a frustrated actor or a frustrated writer. Often frustrated actors become directors because they don't like the way that things are being done in the movie, so they think, okay, I'm just going to direct the movie instead. Or a frustrated writer will often go into publishing.
That's a good point. Well, here we read that this project had been approved by the legislature in California. Musk felt the project was the cost was too high, and that it would be better to invest in a new method of transport, a Hyperloop. Well, when I see this phrase here, the project cost was too high, it makes me think of the word costly.
Yeah, exactly. We could say that the project was too costly. However, our lesson says the cost was too high. It means the same thing. If something is costly, it's really expensive, right? We also see the word invest here. You can invest in different things. I think of people who invest in stocks, right? Or you could talk about making an investment. Often that refers to money and hoping that you'll get more returns later on. However, you could buy some things that could be an investment for your own personal development. For example, I have a drum set at home. That's an investment for my life. I also bought Final Cut Pro, the editing software. That's also an investment for my skills.
That's a great point. There are several challenges in creating a high-speed transit system. There's that word transit again. You know, we do use this word transit abbreviated here in Taipei, the MRT, right? The Mass Rapid Transit. That's the subway system here in Taipei.
So that's one kind of transit. Actually, you know, I guess a lot of different trains around the world, some of them might have the word transit as well. But we see here one of the biggest challenges is overcoming the resistance to motion caused by friction. Now, what kinds of things can you overcome, Anne-Marie?
Well, here it says we can overcome resistance to friction. We can also personally overcome obstacles or challenges. Overcoming a challenge is a great feeling. It means that you have figured out that problem and pushed through. But these problems here that we're overcoming is the problem of resistance when it comes to friction.
Exactly. We read on here, at very high speeds, the air becomes difficult to push through. So there is some resistance there. Well, speaking of air, we have something to learn about hot air right now in today's Info Cloud.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Info Cloud. Hey, Rex, I saw you looking at your phone all the time when Sam was talking to you.
Yeah. I just can't stand listening to him talk. He is full of hot air.
Okay, I think I know what you mean, but you need to explain what that funny expression means.
Okay, no problem. When someone is full of hot air, it means that the person is full of lies and nonsense when they talk.
The expression full of hot air gives the impression of emptiness or there's nothing solid in it.
When we talk to people, we expect the person to treat us with respect by being truthful and honest.
So when someone is full of hot air, it's hard to listen to them.
When someone talks to me like that, I feel very offended. It's almost like the person thinks I'm not smart and they can fool me by what they are saying.
Well, we always want to be truthful when we interact with people. It's definitely a way to show respect to them.
当你碰到一个人讲话常常天花乱坠，内容却没有什么真实性，你可以用今天介绍的用语 full of hot air 来形容这样一个人。full of hot air 字面上是充满了热空气，用来形容一个人，那就代表这个人讲话没有什么实质的内容，甚至是没有什么可信度，或是充满谎言。当一个人讲话是 full of hot air， 会给人一种不受尊重的感觉，因此没有什么人会想要听他说话。I don't talk to Sam because he's full of hot air。我不跟 Sam 讲话，因为他讲话经常胡说八道，信口开河。这就是今天的 Info Cloud， 我们下次云端见。
Studio Classroom is on the air.
Welcome back to Studio Classroom, friends. I have a fill-in-the-blank quiz for you.
Okay, is it over something from the previous section?
Yes.
Okay,
Are you ready?
we got this.
One of the biggest challenges is overcoming the resistance to motion caused by blank.
Okay, a challenge is overcoming resistance caused by something, and it's something we learned earlier. Friends, if you have your magazine open, then you know the answer, but I can't look at it right now. Was it caused by frustration? Because Elon Musk was frustrated.
It is a word that begins with the letter F.
Founder?
No.
Friction?
It's friction, that's right. All right, let's continue learning more about the Hyperloop.
Hyperloop. Musk's proposal solved this problem by suggesting that a special, low air pressure environment could be created inside of a tube. Lower air pressure means less friction, and therefore less energy is needed to move objects, in this case a train, at higher speeds. Musk published a design study of the Hyperloop as an open-source idea. That means that anyone could take the design and improve on it for their own use. One reader, Josh Geigel, wasn't impressed by the math in Musk's study. But he couldn't let go of the feeling that a Hyperloop could be a game-changing idea.
"接下来来看 "let go of" 这个片语动词，字面的意思是松手或是放开。譬如 If Edward were to let go of Bob's rope, Bob would fall to the bottom of the canyon. 如果 Edward 松脱 Bob 的绳子 ，Bob 就会掉到峡谷的谷底。To let go of 也指放下过去某件不愉快的事，譬如 Brian could never let go of the feeling that his colleagues disapproved of his methods of dealing with clients. Brian 对于同事们不认同自己处理客户的方式，从来就没有放下过。To let go of 另外一个意思是解雇，譬如 When the company started losing money, it let go of 300 employees. 当公司开始赔钱时，他们就解雇了300名员工。最后来看 game-changing 这个形容词，意思是指很大程度改变比赛结果的。譬如 The Fields Company needs a game-changing plan if it is to stay in business. Fields 公司如果要继续经营下去，就必须有一个能够改变结果的计划。跟 game-changing 有密切关联的是 game changer。意思是很大程度上改变游戏的人或事。譬如 The invention of the computer was a game changer for mankind. 电脑的发明对人类而言是革命性改变。或者是 Adding this one food to your diet will be a game changer in your desire to lose weight. 在你的菜单上加上这道菜，将会彻底改变你想要减重的欲望。All right, let's get back to our teachers.
Thank you so much, Jack. All right, let's get right back into our lesson here. Musk's proposal solved this problem by suggesting that a special low air pressure environment could be created inside of a tube. And speaking of this low pressure environment, it made me wonder if a vacuum kind of system would be part of this Hyperloop. Because I've heard of this idea before of transporting one thing to another place very quickly by using some type of vacuum system. And I think that's what's happening here. The idea is that it's at least going to be a partial vacuum.
That's a great point. Let's drop down here a little bit and continue reading. Musk published a design study of the Hyperloop as an open source idea. Now this is really interesting to me. I've heard the word crowdsourced before, where you get ideas from a lot of different people or you raise money from a lot of different people.
Yeah, that's right, crowdfunding, right?
That's right, yeah. But open source, this is the idea that this isn't a patent. It's not copyrighted, so anyone could build on this idea.
Exactly, that's the idea here as well, because that means anyone could take the design and improve on it. Anne-Marie just used the words to build on someone else's idea, and our lesson says to improve on an idea. It means the same thing. But yeah, I believe that term open source originally was a computing term, but now it can be used to talk about an idea that someone is not stuck to just claiming for himself. They're willing to have other people add on to this and make it even better.
That's right. If you have a patent on something or something is copyrighted, it means that you can't just take that idea. That idea or product belongs to someone else, and you can't use it for your own purposes. But not this Hyperloop idea. It was an open source idea.
Well, we read about somebody else here. One reader, Josh Giegel, wasn't impressed by the math in Musk's study. I think that's kind of a nice way of saying he really didn't like the math. Maybe he found a lot of flaws with Elon Musk's math.
It seems like he thought it wouldn't work. Or another way to say it was, it left no impression on him.
Yeah, it left no impression. He was not impressed with this. Well, he couldn't let go of the feeling that a Hyperloop could be a game-changing idea. So it sounds like Giegel was somebody who might improve on Musk's idea, and we're going to find out more about that in the next part of our lesson. However, we're learning about Hyperloop, something that is going to travel at high speeds. Let's learn about a speed-related phrase right now.
Boss. Boss Darren. Oh, I like the way that sounds. Oh, excuse me, did you say you were looking for the boss? Yeah, that's me.
Sorry,
Boston.
excuse me. Are you Mr. Jones?
Oh, why, yes, I am, but you can just call me boss. No, just kidding. How can I help you?
Oh, I'm Maggie, the new intern. I was told to find you.
Oh, yes, the new intern. Great to meet you, Maggie. Carla over in marketing was just asking about you. She's got a big project and she could use all the help she can get.
Oh, okay, great. I'm happy to help in any way I can.
Great. Head on over to Carla's office and tell her I sent you. She'll bring you up to speed on the project.
Oh, sure.
Oh, right. Sorry, I should explain. Head on over means to go. Go over to Carla's office and tell her I sent you. She will bring you up to speed on the project.
Right. It's just that I...
And to bring someone up to speed just means to give someone the most recent information about something.
Oh, yes, I understand that. The project already started, so Carla will tell me all about the project, how far along it is, and how I can help with it.
Exactly. She will bring you up to speed. Oh, and Maggie, don't feel embarrassed if you didn't understand. Idioms are difficult, but I am a very patient boss. I'm happy to explain if you don't understand.
Oh, yes, thank you. But where is Carla's office?
Oh, down the hall and to the right.
Great, thanks. Catch you later.
That Darren Jones. Well, now everybody should know what it means to bring someone up to speed. Now we're learning about a new type of transportation today, which made me think of the question, what is the most interesting form of transportation that you've ever taken? Anne-Marie, what about you?
The most interesting form of transportation?
Yeah.
Well, it might not be the most exciting form of transportation, but the most interesting type I've taken is a tandem bicycle.
A tandem bicycle.
Yeah, have you ever been on one of those before?
Can you explain what that is to everybody?
Well, a tandem bicycle is a bike with 2 seats on it. So 2 people can ride it at the same time. There's 2 sets of pedals and 2 sets of handlebars. I was with my family at family camp one year, and we were camping on an island, and you could take the tandem bikes all around the island to see the birds.
I think I know why you like the tandem bicycles, Anne-Marie.
Why?
Because sometimes when you're riding tandem with somebody else, you can just take a break and let them do all the work.
That's not nice.
No, that's not nice to do, is it?
No.
But
what about you?
But
though?
it happens sometimes. No, for me, I like tandem biking as well. For me, the most interesting though is going up in a hot air balloon. A couple of years ago, Rebecca, who used to teach here at Studio Classroom, Rebecca and I went to Taidong. We did some filming, and part of that filming, we got to go up in a hot air balloon, and that was really interesting.
Interesting? You didn't like it?
No, it was great. It was an interesting feeling because I've been up on high places before, like at the top of a mountain where you're looking out over everything. But being in a hot air balloon is like that. However, there's nothing beneath you or, around you at all. It's like the scenery is just amazing everywhere you look. And just that feeling of floating through the sky, it's really cool.
That sounds like a lot of fun. Well, we have more to learn about Hyperloops next time, so make sure to come back and join us. We'll be right here waiting for you on Studio Classroom.
See you then.
Last a lifetime. I am so proud to have you in my life. A good friend lasts a lifetime.